Imagine waking up every day and doing exactly what you love, never feeling challenged, never feeling uncomfortable, never sweating, never failing. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the truth. If that's all you do, you will never grow. You will never become the person you're capable of becoming. Life doesn't reward comfort. Life doesn't reward ease. Life rewards those who step into the fire, who do the things everyone else avoids, who choose the hard path because they know that's where the real value lies. Think about the last time you avoided something that sucked. Maybe it was a conversation you didn't want to have, a workout you skipped, an opportunity that scared you. The moment, tiny as it seemed, was a fork in your life. One choice could have made you stronger, smarter, more disciplined. The other choice, it kept you exactly where you were. And here's the thing. Every single successful person you admire, they didn't get there by choosing comfort. They got there by leaning into the struggle, by choosing what sucks over and over again. Now, I'm not talking about mindless suffering. I'm not talking about pain for the sake of pain. I'm talking about intentional discomfort, the kind that stretches you, challenges you, forces you to rise above excuses, and proves to yourself that you are stronger than you think. If you're ready to hear the truth, the uncomfortable, brutal, yet empowering truth about growth, you need to open your mind and accept one fact. What you resist, what you avoid, what makes you uncomfortable, that's exactly what you need to do. Because here's the secret. Almost no one tells you the path to greatness is not in doing what's easy. It's in doing what sucks. You need to understand something right now. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Not your job, not your circumstances, not the people around you. Comfort, it's the soft, sneaky little trap that lulls you into thinking you're safe, that makes you settle for mediocrity, that convinces you to stay small while everyone else is growing. Comfort is quiet, but it's deadly. It whispers in your ear, relax, you're fine, don't push too hard, don't upset anyone, just stay where you are. And if you listen, if you give in, life will pass you by while you're standing still, pretending you're moving forward. Look around you. The world does not reward comfort. Success does not come to those who coast. It comes to the people who lean into difficulty, who wake up before they feel ready, who say yes to the hard things, even when every fiber of their body is screaming no. Growth is never comfortable. Every time you grow, every time you evolve, you stretch yourself. And stretching is uncomfortable. It pulls at your mind, at your body, at your pride. It makes you feel exposed. It makes you feel vulnerable. That's what growth feels like. If it feels easy, if it feels natural, then you're not growing, you're stagnating. Think about the last time you avoided discomfort. Maybe you didn't speak up when you should have. Maybe you didn't confront someone who was holding you back. Maybe you skipped that workout, didn't apply for that job, didn't finish that project, didn't take the risk that scared you. You chose comfort over courage, ease over growth. And that choice didn't feel like much in the moment, did it? But over time, it compounds. Every time you choose comfort, you're shrinking yourself. One small step at a time, you're telling your mind, your body, and your soul that your potential isn't worth the pain of growth. And here's the thing about growth. It is never convenient. It doesn't show up when the timing is perfect. It doesn't wait for the right mood, the perfect environment, the ideal conditions. Growth shows up in the moments that suck. When life is hard, when the tasks feel impossible, when every part of you wants to quit. That's where the magic happens. That's where strength is forged. That's where ordinary people become extraordinary. You can choose to avoid it. But know this, avoiding it comes at a cost. And the cost is the life you could have lived, the version of yourself you could have become, the success, the confidence, the power you've been denying yourself by choosing comfort. I'm not asking you to be reckless. I'm not asking you to punish yourself. I'm asking you to lean into the necessary discomfort that life places in front of you. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You need to say yes to the things that make you sweat, that make your heart race, that test your patience, your discipline, your focus. Because those moments, every single one, are the moments that shape you. They are the moments that determine whether you stay where you are or whether you rise to a level you didn't even know existed. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Comfort kills potential. It kills dreams. It kills ambition. It kills the very essence of what you were created to do. The longer you stay in comfort, the longer you stay average. And in this world, average is forgotten. Average is overlooked. Average is left behind, while the few who embrace discomfort, who chase growth relentlessly, are the ones who get remembered. They're the ones who get the opportunities, the success, the respect. They're the ones who write their own rules, who break boundaries, who inspire others simply by refusing to stay small. Ask yourself this: where do you want to be in a year? 5 years? 10 years? If you stay comfortable, the answer is simple. You will be in the same place you are now, maybe a little older, maybe a little wiser, but still trapped by fear, by habit, by the illusion that comfort equals safety. But if you choose discomfort, if you choose the hard path, if you push yourself past what you think is possible, everything changes. You start building resilience, you start building confidence, you start building a life that others will look at and wonder, how did they do it? The answer is simple. They did what sucks. They chose the hard path when everyone else chose the easy one. And don't fool yourself into thinking that comfort feels good. It's temporary. The relief you feel when you avoid the hard task, the conversation, the challenge, that's fleeting. It's fleeting and it comes at a price. The real feeling, the lasting feeling, comes from knowing you faced what you didn't want to face and came out stronger, smarter, more capable. There is no growth in taking the easy way out. There is no transformation in avoiding pain, but there is power. There is pride, there is undeniable strength in leaning into what makes you uncomfortable and doing it anyway. So if you want to grow, if you want to become someone remarkable, someone unstoppable, someone who doesn't wait for life to hand them opportunities, but creates them, you must start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Look at the areas in your life where you've chosen comfort over courage, where you've chosen ease over excellence. Those are the areas that are holding you back. Those are the areas that are silently keeping you small. Attack them, face them, do the things that suck. Because on the other side of discomfort is everything you've been chasing: strength, confidence, skill, respect, success. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Never forget it. Embrace discomfort. Chase what makes you uneasy. Push when everyone else pauses. Rise when everyone else settles. Do what sucks and watch yourself become unstoppable. Motivation is a lie. It's temporary, fragile, and fleeting. It comes and goes like a storm. You feel it for a moment, maybe even for a few hours, but it doesn't last. You can't depend on motivation. You can't build your life on something so unreliable. You wait to feel motivated to do the hard things, to chase your goals, to build the habits that matter. You will fail every single time. Discipline, on the other hand, lasts. Discipline is consistent. Discipline doesn't care if you feel like it or not. Discipline shows up even when you don't want to. Discipline is what separates the people who talk about their dreams from the people who live them. Think about it. How many times have you felt inspired to start something? A new workout routine, a business idea, a project, a skill, a habit, and how long did that inspiration last? Maybe a day, maybe a week, but then the resistance comes, the fatigue, the excuses, the doubt, the fear. Motivation fades, but life doesn't. Life keeps asking more from you. And if you don't have discipline to carry you through, all the inspiration in the world won't help you. You will stop. You will quit. You will settle. Discipline is showing up when you don't feel like showing up. It's pushing through when your body wants to rest. It's doing the work that nobody sees. It's choosing the long-term result over the short-term comfort. It's waking up before the world is ready, before your brain wants to move, before your heart wants to fight. Discipline is saying, I will do it anyway, when every excuse in the book is tempting you to quit. That is what separates champions from dreamers, leaders from followers, achievers from the average. You need to understand something critical. Motivation will never replace discipline. Motivation will never carry you through the moments that matter most. Motivation is emotional, discipline is logical. Motivation is based on how you feel today. Discipline is based on what you know needs to be done. No matter how you feel, discipline doesn't ask, do I want to? Discipline doesn't care about moods or circumstances. Discipline simply says, this is what needs to be done, and I will do it. That is power. That is control. That is freedom. Every time you rely on motivation, you are gambling. You are hoping that your feelings line up with your goals. And most of the time, they don't. The days you feel motivated are rare. The days you feel tired, frustrated, overwhelmed, scared, or unsure are many. If you have no discipline, those difficult days will crush you. You will crumble under pressure. You will watch opportunities slip through your fingers because you waited to feel inspired. But the disciplined person doesn't wait. They act regardless. They act even when fear tells them to stop, even when the mind whispers excuses, even when everything inside screams to quit. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It is a promise to yourself that you will not let laziness, doubt, or fear dictate the quality of your life. Discipline is saying, I value my future self more than the comfort of my present self. It is understanding that the person you are today is built by the choices you make in the small, invisible moments. Every disciplined action compounds, every consistent habit, every repeated decision, every time you do the hard thing without waiting for motivation, you are building an unshakable foundation for your success. Look at people who are at the top of their fields, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders. They don't talk about motivation. They talk about habits, routines, discipline, and consistency. They get up before sunrise, they work when they're tired, they push when everyone else stops. Do you think they always feel motivated? Absolutely not. They do it because they have trained themselves, because they have built a system, because discipline has become a part of who they are. Motivation is just a bonus. Discipline is the engine. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning long after the spark is gone. Discipline also teaches you to control your mind. It teaches you that you are stronger than your impulses. It teaches you that your feelings do not control your actions. Every time you push yourself to work when you don't feel like it, to study when it's boring, to confront what's uncomfortable, to do the mundane, to do the repetitive, you are training your mind, your body, and your character. You are proving to yourself that you are not a slave to your emotions. You are proving to yourself that you are a person of action. And action is what produces results. Here's the harsh reality. Life will not wait for your motivation. Opportunities don't knock, only when you feel like it. Success doesn't appear only when you're inspired. The world moves forward relentlessly. And if you depend on motivation, you will be left behind. Discipline allows you to keep moving forward, even in the absence of inspiration. Discipline allows you to get the work done, even when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, or difficult. Discipline allows you to win the battles that most people never even fight because they were waiting for motivation to arrive. So stop making motivation the boss of your life. Stop believing that you have to feel like doing something in order to do it. Stop relying on temporary emotions to build permanent results. Instead, commit to discipline. Commit to showing up every day, to doing the work, even when it sucks, to acting, even when you don't feel like acting. Make it a habit. Make it non-negotiable. Make it part of who you are. Because motivation will fail you. It will leave you stranded. Discipline will carry you. Discipline will push you beyond limits. Discipline will make you unstoppable. You want to achieve greatness, you want to succeed when others quit, you want to build a life of purpose, power, and impact? Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start building discipline. Start showing up. Start doing the hard work today, right now, in this moment. Motivation is optional. Discipline is mandatory. And the results will follow. You need to understand this truth right now. Pain is temporary, but strength is permanent. Every single challenge, every struggle, every moment that makes you want to quit, every time life pushes you to the edge, it's temporary. The discomfort, the fatigue, the doubt, the fear, they will pass. They do not last forever. What lasts is the strength you gain from enduring them. Every time you face what hurts, every time you do what you don't want to do, every time you push through despite the temptation to give up, you are becoming stronger. You are building a version of yourself that cannot be shaken, a version of yourself that is prepared for anything life throws your way. Think about the last time you felt real pain, not just a little discomfort, but real teeth-grinding, soul-testing pain. Maybe it was a failure, a heartbreak, a loss, a moment of embarrassment, a physical struggle, a mental battle. And I'll bet you, looking back now, that it didn't last forever. The sharp edge dulled, the wound healed, the fear subsided, and yet what stayed with you, the lesson, the growth, the newfound resilience, that's permanent, that's strength, that's power. Pain is fleeting, but the strength you gain from surviving it, from facing it head on, stays with you for life. Life will throw pain at you constantly. It is unavoidable. You will encounter situations that scare you, that challenge you, that test you in ways you didn't expect. But here's the secret. The pain itself is not the enemy. The enemy is avoiding it, running from it, pretending it doesn't exist. When you face the pain, when you accept it and move through it, something amazing happens. You realize that you are capable of so much more than you thought. You realize that your limits are far beyond what your mind has been telling you. You realize that pain is just a signal. It's the gateway to strength, the gateway to growth, the gateway to everything you want to achieve in life. Let me be clear, I'm not talking about seeking pain for the sake of pain. I'm talking about choosing to endure it when it's necessary, choosing to do the hard things that make you stronger. Running from pain is easy. Complaining about it is easy. Excusing yourself, blaming others, waiting for it to pass, that's easy. But easy does not lead to greatness. Easy does not lead to strength. Easy keeps you average, stuck, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Real power, real strength, real results come from leaning into the pain, from doing what you need to do, even when it hurts, from pushing through when your body, your mind, and your emotions are all screaming, stop. Consider the physical world for a moment. Every athlete, every soldier, every person who has pushed the limits of human performance, they know this truth. The muscles ache, the lungs burn, the body screams in protest. That's the pain. And every time they endure it, every time they push past the discomfort, they gain strength that lasts long after the pain fades. It is permanent. It is not just physical strength, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual strength. Every time you endure, every time you persevere, every time you choose growth over comfort, you are building an unbreakable inner foundation. Pain also teaches you discipline, patience, and perspective. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to see where you've been avoiding growth, to realize that your comfort zone has been limiting you. Pain strips away illusions and excuses. It shows you what you're truly made of. And once you endure it, once you overcome it, once you survive it, you can face anything. Nothing feels as unbearable as that first encounter with pain, but every subsequent challenge becomes easier because your strength has grown, your confidence grows, your courage grows, your ability to persevere grows, and that is permanent. That is real power. One of the biggest mistakes people make is forgetting that pain is temporary. They feel discomfort and immediately want to quit. When they feel fear and immediately retreat, they feel pressure and immediately break. They don't see beyond the moment. But if you can learn to see past the temporary, if you can understand that the pain is just a passing phase, a stepping stone, a tool, then nothing can stop you. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every obstacle becomes a lesson. Every moment of suffering becomes a chance to build permanent strength that will carry you through the rest of your life. You need to embrace this truth. The more pain you endure now, the less pain you will fear later. The more struggle you face today, the more capable you become tomorrow. Life is full of hardships, but the strong do not collapse under them. They rise, they endure, they overcome. And the strength they gain from that endurance is theirs forever. It cannot be taken from them. No circumstance, no person, no failure can ever erase it. Pain is temporary, but strength is permanent. So the question you must ask yourself is simple. Are you willing to endure the discomfort, the challenge, the struggle necessary to grow stronger? Are you willing to do what sucks, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, even when you want to quit? Or will you settle for a life of comfort, a life of excuses, a life where strength never develops because pain is avoided? If you choose the former, if you choose to embrace the temporary pain, you will build a resilience, a confidence, and a power that no one can ever take away. If you choose the latter, you will stay small, average, and unfulfilled, forever trapped by your fear of discomfort. Remember this: pain is a teacher, a guide, and a test. It is not permanent, it will pass. But the strength you gain from facing it, from enduring it, from refusing to run, that is permanent. That is unstoppable. That is who you become when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to back down, when you embrace the hard path that everyone else avoids. Pain is temporary, strength is permanent. Learn to choose the latter and you will become unshakable. Your mind is the battlefield where every victory and defeat begins. Everything you experience in life, every obstacle, every opportunity, every moment of pain or triumph, it all starts in your mind. And here's the truth most people ignore. If your mindset is weak, if your thinking is limited, if your mental patterns are designed to settle, complain, or avoid discomfort, then no amount of talent, luck, or opportunity will save you. You will stay stuck. You will stay small. You will watch others succeed while you remain a spectator, trapped by the limitations you have allowed yourself to believe. To change your life, you must first change your mind. You must rewire your mindset. Rewiring your mindset begins with awareness. Most people go through life on autopilot, thinking the way they've always thought, reacting the way they've always reacted. They are products of habit, environment, and past conditioning. And while they may complain about their circumstances, they rarely stop to consider that the chains holding them back are inside their own heads. You cannot escape life's challenges by changing the world outside. You can only master them by changing the world inside. The first step is to recognize your current thought patterns, the fears, the doubts, the excuses, the self-imposed limitations. You have to see them clearly. You have to name them. And then you have to choose to refuse them. Most people fail because they believe their thoughts are facts. They hear their inner voice say, "I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. I'll never succeed," and they accept it as truth. But that voice is lying. It is fear masquerading as logic. It is doubt pretending to be wisdom. The truth is, your potential is far greater than the limits your mind is trying to impose. Rewiring your mindset means learning to challenge those lies. It means recognizing fear as a signal, not a stop sign. It means looking at every "I can't" and asking, why not? What evidence do I have that this is true? What if I try anyway? Rewiring your mind also requires action. Thoughts alone are not enough. Believing that you are capable while doing nothing is useless. Mindset is proven through action. When you push yourself to do what you fear, when you act despite discomfort, when you step into challenges you would rather avoid, you train your mind to think differently. Every success, every lesson learned, every time you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, you are rewiring the neural pathways in your brain. You are building mental strength that cannot be taken away. You are teaching your mind to expect resilience, courage, and persistence instead of fear, hesitation, and limitation. Your environment also plays a massive role in shaping your mindset. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, all of it affects the way your mind operates. If you fill your world with negativity, excuses, and distractions, your mind will reflect that. But if you immerse yourself in challenge, growth, and positivity, your mind begins to mirror those patterns. Rewiring your mindset often means making uncomfortable changes in your environment. It means choosing people who elevate you instead of hold you back. It means seeking ideas and experiences that stretch your thinking instead of reinforce your limitations. It means being willing to confront truths about yourself that others would rather avoid. Another critical part of rewiring your mindset is reframing failure and discomfort. Most people see failure as something to fear, as proof of inadequacy. Most people see discomfort as punishment, as a reason to quit. But the truth is, failure is feedback and discomfort is growth. Every time you fail, you learn something. Every time you endure something difficult, you strengthen something inside you. Your mind has to stop viewing challenges as enemies and start seeing them as tools. Every obstacle is an opportunity to rewire your mental patterns, to build resilience, to expand your capacity for success. The stronger your mind becomes, the more unstoppable you become. Consistency is essential. Rewiring your mindset is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a relentless commitment to thinking differently, acting differently, and refusing to let old habits of fear, doubt, and limitation control your life. Every morning you wake up, every decision you make, every challenge you face, these are opportunities to strengthen your mental wiring. Every time you choose action over avoidance, courage over fear, growth over comfort, you are rewiring your mind in a permanent way. You also need to control the inner dialogue that runs your life. Most people let their minds run wild with self-doubt, worry, and negativity. You have to take control. You have to become the commander of your own thoughts. When the negative voice arises, speak to it with the authority it has never heard before. Remind yourself of your past victories. Remind yourself of your capability. Remind yourself that discomfort, struggle, and challenge are the tools of growth, not reasons to quit. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape your actions, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. Rewiring your mindset means taking full control of those thoughts, making them work for you instead of against you. Finally, you must commit to a long-term vision. Rewiring your mindset is not about quick fixes or temporary boosts. It is about building a mental framework that will carry you through every challenge life throws your way. It is about creating a mind that sees opportunities where others see obstacles, that feels fear but moves forward anyway, that embraces discomfort as a teacher rather than a threat. The stronger your mindset becomes, the more freedom you have to act, the more courage you have to grow, the more unstoppable you become in pursuit of your goals. Rewiring your mindset is not optional. If you want to achieve greatness, it is mandatory. It is the foundation of all strength, all resilience, and all success. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your mindset shapes your life. If you choose to stay in old patterns of fear, doubt, and avoidance, you will remain stuck, limited, and frustrated. But if you choose to challenge those patterns, to reframe your thinking, to act with courage, and to embrace growth, you will build a mental fortress that no obstacle, no challenge, no failure can break. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. Rewire it, strengthen it, train it, control it, and once you do, there will be no limit to what you can achieve. If there's one truth in life that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, it's this: success belongs to those who endure. Not the fastest, not the smartest, not the luckiest. Those things help, but they don't guarantee victory. Endurance is the secret weapon that nobody talks about, the trait that silently carries people past obstacles, failures, pain, and doubt. Endurance is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who achieves. Life will knock you down. It will challenge you in ways you never expected. It will test your limits, your patience, and your willpower. And in those moments, most people quit. Most people fold. Most people give up. But those who endure, those who refuse to stop, those who push through, when every reason tells them to quit, those are the ones who win. Endurance is not glamorous. It doesn't feel exciting or inspiring in the moment. It feels exhausting. It feels heavy. It feels like a burden. But it is the silent force that builds everything worthwhile. Every successful person you admire, every athlete, every leader, every entrepreneur, every creator, they all have one thing in common. They refused to quit. They endured the long nights, the lonely mornings, the failures, the heartbreaks, the ridicule. They endured the pain that would have stopped most people in their tracks. And that endurance became their edge. That endurance became their secret. That endurance became their success. You must understand that success is not instant. The world tries to sell you the lie that achievement should be fast, easy, and immediate. Social media tells you that everyone else has it figured out, that everyone else is winning without struggle. That's a lie. True success is forged over time in the fire of persistence. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment of doubt is a test of your endurance. Will you keep moving forward, even when it's hard? Will you keep showing up, even when nobody notices? Will you continue to invest in yourself and your vision, even when progress feels invisible? If the answer is yes, then you are on the path to extraordinary results. If the answer is no, then you are choosing temporary comfort over permanent achievement, and the world will pass you by. Endurance requires sacrifice. It requires doing things that nobody else is willing to do. It requires staying disciplined when others give in to temptation. It requires embracing discomfort when everyone else runs from it. And it requires mental toughness, the kind that allows you to see failure not as the end, but as part of the process. You will fail, you will struggle, you will feel pain. That is inevitable. But those who endure understand that failure is temporary, pain is temporary, and setbacks are temporary. What is permanent is the strength, the skill, and the growth gained from enduring through them. Endurance is also about consistency. Small efforts repeated over time create monumental results. The person who endures is not always the one making headlines every day. Often they are quietly working behind the scenes, showing up when it's inconvenient, taking action when it's uncomfortable, and refusing to quit when the results are slow to come. They understand that success is not a single moment. It is the sum of thousands of choices, thousands of actions, and thousands of moments where they refuse to give up. Endurance is not about speed, it's about persistence, reliability, and unwavering commitment. Mental toughness is a critical part of endurance. Life will try to break you, to shake your confidence, to make you question your path. People will doubt you. Circumstances will challenge you. You will face rejection, criticism, and obstacles that feel insurmountable. Endurance is the ability to remain steadfast despite all of that. It's the ability to keep moving when the world is telling you to stop. It's the ability to trust yourself in your journey, even when the outcome is uncertain. That trust, that resilience, that unshakable determination, those are the qualities that create unstoppable success. You also have to understand the role of patience in endurance. Success is not always immediate. Sometimes it feels like you've been pushing for years without progress. You may feel like giving up, like your efforts are wasted, like the world is conspiring against you. That's exactly when endurance matters most. Those moments test whether you are truly committed to your vision or just chasing a fleeting desire. Endurance allows you to push past frustration and doubt, to keep taking action until the results you seek finally arrive. Patience is not passive. It is an active, relentless pursuit that persists even when hope feels distant. Another key aspect of endurance is embracing the journey, not just the destination. Those who endure understand that success is built through the process, not just the achievement. Every struggle, every challenge, every moment of discomfort is a building block. Every time you persist when it's difficult, every time you take the hard path, every time you refuse to quit, you are constructing your character, your strength, and your capacity for greatness. Endurance transforms ordinary people into extraordinary individuals because it teaches lessons that cannot be learned any other way. Endurance also inspires others. People notice those who keep going when others would quit. They respect those who persevere through adversity. And eventually, your endurance creates momentum. Small victories compound, opportunities arise, and doors open that would have remained closed if you had given up. But the key is this: the world will test you relentlessly before you see the rewards. You will need to endure the doubts, the failures, the pain, and the discomfort before you reap the fruits of your labor. The people who succeed are not the lucky ones. They are the ones who refuse to stop, who refuse to quit, who refuse to give in. So ask yourself right now, are you willing to endure? Are you willing to face the struggles, the challenges, the pain, and the setbacks that come with pursuing your goals? Are you willing to keep moving forward even when the results are invisible? Even when it feels unfair, even when the world seems against you? If the answer is yes, then you are on the path to extraordinary success. If the answer is no, then comfort, doubt, and fear will determine your life, and you will never reach your true potential. Success belongs to those who endure. It is not given. It is earned through relentless persistence, unwavering commitment, and the refusal to quit. Life will test you, challenge you, and try to break you. Endure. Persist. Push forward. Face the struggle head on. Keep going when others stop. And one day, the strength, wisdom, and achievements you have built through endurance will stand as proof that nothing can stop someone who refuses to quit. Now hear me clearly, life will never be easy. The road to greatness is paved with discomfort, failure, doubt, and struggle. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who only watch from the sidelines is not luck, talent, or timing. It's courage, discipline, endurance, and the willingness to do what sucks. Growth comes when you lean into discomfort. Strength comes when you endure the pain that most people run from. Success comes to those who refuse to quit, who rewire their mind to see challenges as opportunities, and who push forward even when every reason tells them to stop. If you leave this moment without one truth etched into your mind, let it be this: comfort is the enemy. Motivation is fleeting, pain is temporary, mindset is your weapon, and endurance is your key to triumph. Every challenge you face, every uncomfortable moment, every fear you overcome is building a version of yourself that is unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniable. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop avoiding the hard things. Step into what scares you. Do what sucks. Embrace the struggle. Rewire your mind. Endure when others quit. The life you want, the strength, the respect, the success, the fulfillment is on the other side of the discomfort you've been avoiding. Remember this: the choice is yours. You can settle for comfort and mediocrity, or you can choose to do what sucks and become extraordinary. The pain will pass, but the strength, the lessons, and the victories you build will last forever. Refuse to quit. Refuse to settle. Refuse to let fear dictate your life. Endure, push forward, and claim the life you were meant to live. Your greatness is waiting, but only if you are willing to do what sucks.